Om Swastiastu. Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome back with me. I'm Novita. Okay, I hope you're having an amazing day. Okay, so today I will continue the reading novel. The title is The Beast by Shallcross. Part 17. Okay, let's go. Isabel stayed almost all day in the garden. I stayed inside, out of her way. If she changed her mind and decides to run to the gate, I didn't want to see it, even though I resolved she would find them open to her. I was almost certain she would, for who would scruples to keep a promise made to a beast. But she stays away from the gate, remaining all day in one of the woods or sands. By the late afternoon, I began to be afraid she had developed a horror of my house. I noticed the light from my window was turning thick and golden. At the same time, I came aware she was returning to the house. I resolved to meet her and thank her for agreeing to stay. Perhaps I should ask her if she would dine with me. I wondered. I rose, took a deep breath and straightened my jacket and stepped out into the hallway. The lamps and candles were only just kindling into glimmering light as the shadows deepened. I raised the doorway of the strange hall just before her and stood to one side as the swing happened. She was deep into her own thoughts, walking with her eyes down and her hands clasped about her arms. At my first attempt to speak, my voice failed me, and I had to choke. The sounds brought her instantly out of her reverie, while she flinched against on looking at me, and her eyes were very red, and she seemed relatively composed. For all my attempts at elegance, however, my first words were clumsy. "You stayed?" I said, my voice catching. She nudged. "Here," she said, "and then I will return home." There was another moment for silence as we looked each other in the dying light. "Thank you," I croaked. "Would you—" I curled my throat and started again. "I wonder if you would do me the favour of dining with me tonight." "Of course," she replied politely. "I would be pleased to." "Thank you," I murmured. "Please come down whenever you are ready." I bowed again, and in response she dropped said neat Christy. Again I found myself wondering at her family background. She and her father showed a distinct gentleness of breeding, and her sister were obviously used to ordinary housekeeping. "If you have any preferred dishes," I suggest, "you only have to make them known too." I gestured helplessly at the air. "Thank you, sir," she said, now raising her eyes. "I will until tonight," I said. She nodded, and I moved aside to watch her walk up the staircase. She moved slowly and was relieved she hadn't been too anxious to hurry from my presence. I dressed as carefully this night I had for my first meeting with her, even though the unfamiliar clothing now filling my kit still irritates me. Eventually, I heard Isabel's voice calling quietly but clearly, "Bess, I'm ready." Almost for a moment, I wished for a mirror in which to check my appearance. I essentially squeezed the impulse, a momentary glimpse before and after my observations of Isabel's family was more than enough for me in one day. But I was comforted to feel a few less tweaks and plagued from my bold servants as they straightened my collar and smoothed back my cheek and blade man. I had decided to abandon the caravan's strange hall for a smaller, more intimate dining room. It overlooks a terrace that would be the perfect place to meet Isabel. Here the walls of the chateau were purple with the blossoms of a ancient Western fine, and my magic weather was warm enough for it to be quite pleasant in the evening. I arrived to find the terrace softly lit by tiny lanterns, crystal glasses, and a glass of wine standing ready on a small table. The sky was ablaze with winter stars, and all that was waning were perhaps some unobtrusive musicians to complete the scan. But musicians had I known, and there were never even any songbirds in my garden. I forgot all thoughts of music. A door opened further down the terrace, and Isabel steps out. She too had dressed for dinner, and while the dress she was wearing was not as rich as that one she had worn last night, it was very fine. It was made of some pale, gleaming fabric, and in it she held herself like the lady I was sure she had once been. "Good evening," I said, bowing low. She dropped another elegant courtesy. I thought perhaps the candles were leading me astray. The sage no quite looked at me. "But this is very beautiful. May I offer you a glass of wine before we dine?" I asked, suddenly nervous. "Thank you," she said graciously. I went to with her hands clasped in front of whilst I poured. "You didn't mind dressing for dinner?" I queried as I passed her the glass. The glance down at the fine fabrics of her skirts and said, "No, I believe had a choice tonight, but this was laid out." She darted a look at me. "You yourself have all finery on." I had never been for a glib flattery and smooth compliment, and now any words I might have said touched in my throat. I barely managed from grief, and this Sieves remarked. There was once a awkward moment which I eventually disclosed by asking her how she likes her wine. "Very nice," she said. "It's your own." "A good question," I answered, relieved my presence was no longer the focus of her attention. I believe there was a vineyard of this estate once. I had nearly forgotten. She looked surprised. "How large is your estate?" she asked. "I think the forest covers what used to be my land. However, within my gates there exists much as that once did, although—" I paused, thinking of my unnatural weather and the rose above ground from nothing in a night. The magic that keeps this place has allowed to me make curtain changes. "I see," she said. I couldn't tell what she was thinking. "Do you like my grounds?" I asked, fishing for a way to continue our conversation. "Yes," she said, turning to face me. They were extraordinarily beautiful. I'm afraid I have spent the entire day lying in the sun in your orchards and eating the fruit of the trees." The picture this frames in my mind was errantly calming. My pleasure must have been evidence of my face. She smiled. A little touched at the edge, perhaps, but still I admired her smile. Okay, guys, that's all my reading novel. Okay, I will continue the next video. Bye bye.